One of the best Resident Evil DLCs we have ever gotten has to be the Ghost Survivors for the RE2 remake. It brought a difficult yet highly addictive challenge that also had a high replayability in seeing how fast you could complete each one of the different scenarios for the best possible time. A challenge isn't the only thing we got though. The scenarios portraying potentially different outcomes for characters that we have met throughout the story was a very unique and welcome idea. And so I thought, what if we take the title of the DLC being Ghost Survivors as literal as possible? In this rendition of Mayhem brought to you by me, I was going to try and beat every single scenario of the Ghost Survivors without taking any damage. With them being rated as a 9 out of 10 in difficulty on Rotten Tomatoes, with stupid ideas being brought on exclusively by myself, this would prove to be one of the most mechanically challenging videos ever seen on this channel. Working our way up from least stroke inducing to most to build up suspense and keep you trapped in this video, as I am trapped in this game, by starting our run as Katherine, stabbing her abuser irons in the neck and making her escape. Sadly, Raccoon City had already been overrun by malicious flesh eaters, lickers, dogs and horrors beyond our comprehension. Exclusively for these DLCs, we are introduced to one of the most annoying and feral enemies of the game, the Paleheads.
Very happy indeed.
While in my opinion completely overused, Capcom seems to be in a romantic relationship with these guys.
I love you.
As no matter where you look, they are always present, ready to give you a smooch. Their superhuman speed and highly regenerative abilities make them one of the biggest threats of the challenge, if we don't deal with them accordingly. Now following the story of our dear Katherine trying to find her husband Ben, locked in his cell before his head's inevitable conversion from solid to liquid, getting out of the orphanage was a simple and easy task. We simply stun a few zombies and run past them, which, spoiler, would be a recurring theme throughout these scenarios. Getting the courtyard key is a simple formality of shooting the zombie lying on the ground and ignoring the dogs. Out on the streets we are rewarded with a gumball machine that gives out weapons instead of candy.
Huh?
Here we want to take the flashbang. It's not useful right now, but will be a lifesaver later on. Luring the zombies away from the bus, we get a 2-for-1 discount with these paleheads, leaving us way to the basketball court, which proved to be very annoying.
Well, that sucks.
But with the help of some of my dear viewers, we find a strategy to shoot this guy in the balls before entering to not alert the lickers of our presence, making this a simple formality. At the stairs, another pair of bald men stand in our way. We can take them out, wasting bullets, or stun them to walk past. However, little did I know that there were more dangerous things lurking out there.
Are all of them dead? Nope, you are not. Now you are.
Putting the bad boys down and entering the garage, we take another key to get to the cells and...
Well, not like this we won't. Come on, come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Yeah, grab me, I don't care. Come on. Come on. Yes! I did it! That's DLC number 1 done without taking damage.
Following up with one of the longest scenarios, requiring us to know the exact routes and carefully plan how we use and craft our ammunitions to not end up like this.
Don't give a shit. Oh my god, I got nothing.
The difficulty here lies in brainless enemy spam. We would need to find a solution to every single problem to get through unscathed. The beginning is a repetitive and simple stroll to the underground workways, where we meet our first real threat. This licker is annoying because neither he nor the zombie running at us would leave us alone, costing me precious minutes that I will never get back.
Play through it for the first... Oh, hi. Hi, bro.
The solution was a simple but boring one. Shooting at the zombie with the gas tank would lure him towards us. Then we could steal one of his legs and explode the licker into smithereens.
You will be a worthy sacrifice. And you die. No questions asked. Now I have time. I have time. Yes, sir.
The hallway is easily ignored by just running past and oh, what the hell is this?
He's not dead yet, I don't think. He didn't explode yet. But that's fine by me.
With a short break being cut off, we show no mercy and safely take out every zombie in here with the abundance of shotgun shells we crafted, gifting us the spark shot. We take a grenade from the war crime enabling dispenser and run past the G adult blocking our way by stunning him with the spark shot. Above the G's home base we face another horde. The plan is to stun the zombies until the zombie carrying a nuke on his back is close enough, before unleashing a flaming inferno on these poor unsuspecting bypassers. The Ivy gets a taste of my supreme aim, before we take out all the zombies camping the stairs with our shotgun, one after another. In the trash disposal area, which was coincidentally where my gaming skills live, we crack everyone's leg in the most nerve-wracking fashion before entering Birkin's boss stage, who thankfully was absent but replaced by something arguably even worse. This hallway felt like I was passing a kidney stone. Every enemy is poisonous and aggressive, forcing us to constantly fall back. After regaining space, we kill the IV and take out the last two zombies of this scenario.
No! I hate my life. So close, yet so far.
You can't get any unluckier than this. I had been robbed of my glorious victory right at the finish line. You know what that means?
Oh shit, here we go again.
A few attempts later at losing to the most basic shit ever, we were back again, and with more ammunition than ever before, we stand the test and finally get this one over with.
Number 2, done.
Entering the third and second to last DLC challenge called the Forgotten Soldier, where we play as one of Alpha Team's other members called Martinez, who in this alternate reality survived the encounter with Birkin, collected the G virus sample and is now trying to make his way out of the facility to deliver the sample to his superiors. Starting at Birkin G Force Arena, we make our way across the bridge, juking one zombie after another, not to waste any bullets. We take a flashbang and bait the licker into attacking for us to run by and take the items out of the backpack to craft more ammunition. Clipping these zombies' legs is the easiest way to secure more items. Climbing the ladder we get access to the most crucial weapon of the run. With the collected resources, we craft some much appreciated acid rounds and continue to run past everyone like a coward. For this platoon I normally throw the flashbang we saved up, but some trial and error later, it turns out we can save it by carrying out a forced amputation on this poor guy and continue to kiss the wall to make it past everyone else. After the IV falls from heaven, a simple flame round takes him as well as the zombie on the ground out without a problem. To not get completely fumbled in the next room, we sprint past everything and hope that the IV grabs us instead of the woman from the back. Doing so gets us past the others and up the lift, where all hell breaks loose. But I'll be so kind as to not bore you to death and speed things up a bit. Literally. The next room isn't any better, but some careful acid round spamming later, peace returned. And oh hi Mr. X!
You are not gonna make it very far to me. Sorry, Mr. X, go on your knees. Haha.
Well, that was underwhelming. Now at the final hurdle, we used the 2 flame rounds available to us to just run past the Geodules and... I hate my life. Well, guess I'll have to do this shit for the 200th time. Back after a small break, we once again push through to the end and use both our flame rounds from afar to... Trying to keep my frustrations that bloom under control, I instead resort to killing everything else before taking the Geodude out with the help of some more unconventional means, letting us beat the third scenario and giving way to the thing I had dreaded this entire time.
No damage.
Hello there.
No words could describe the hellfire I felt burning my skin as I played this psychosis-inducing nightmare of a game mode. Being ranked as the only 5 out of 5 in difficulty, it would quickly turn out that this was, in fact, not false advertisement. And after not even 5 minutes into the run of a game mode that is on average 15 minutes long, I quickly realized that I was gonna have to learn every enemy spawn and adapt to every possible outcome, which would, well, take a while.
Definitely gonna be very difficult. Oh, I hate that there's a third door behind me. Oh my god, why? What? Okay.
The beginning 20 enemies were thankfully easy enough. We can take most of them out with our handgun.
What the f?
After we kill 20 of them, a wave of poisonous zombies is gonna appear at the cooling room door. The spark shot is our best option to take all of them out from afar, as it can stun nearby enemies, trapping them in the doorway. For this wave and all the ones that would follow, it's crucial to take out everyone as fast as possible, as failing to do so runs down a timer, which will make more zombies homeless people break into our own private domicile.
This is my own private domicile and I will not be harassed!
Eventually overrunning and subsequently killing us. A good strategy for these glowing poison guys is to eat a combined herb. Not to heal or anything, but to gain invulnerability to poison, allowing us to take these guys out close up without risking injury. I had the ability to consistently beat the first 40 zombies without breaking much of a sweat. But after number 40, the waves get unjustifiably more difficult, with every enemy type being spammed at you from all directions. All strategy I had built up to this point was completely lost. For the most part, I switched between my flamethrower and spark shot to thin out the massive lines of enemies. Eventually, after learning and memorizing every single spawn in this hell I had created for myself, it was finally time for the attempt that would change everything. Finally, after everything that had happened, Katherine, Kendo, Martinez, and now the Sheriff Daniel could all finally rest. Their ghosts free from any harm, I managed to bring all of them through the fire without being burned. And now they could rest, as could I. So, can you beat every Ghost Survivor DLC without taking damage? Yes. But I would not recommend you do this at home, as it is time consuming and difficult as fuck. And with that, I would really appreciate it if you liked and subscribed to the channel. And I'll see you next time.